Welcome back to another Getaway Podcast with Sean and Jeff. Huh?
What up, bro?
What up? Episode 41. Dirk, Nowitzki. That daggone shirt, man. You're killing me, man. I was just looking at it online. But what are the odds that I'm searching for that? Get on here to do the pod with you, and you got the daggone shirt on that I was looking for.
Great minds think alike. That's all I can say. Great minds.
That's got to be what it is. Just like great minds think, hey, let's go do the pod.
You sound like you got something you want to get off your chest.
I'm suspending him for a week. I'm gonna open up the requisition and look for replacements. You ever watch Joe Budden podcast with Rory and Maul, his two sidekicks? You know who ain't been there in like a month and a half? Rory and Maul. You know why? I don't know. But Joe's like, they'll come back whenever they want to come back, but we're gonna do the show without them.
So how's the weather out there on that West Coast, bro?
You know, it was great yesterday and the day before, but it's blue, sunshine, and tacos everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm good now. We're good. I can go outside. My wardrobe hasn't changed. I haven't put on a coat nor a hoodie in 3 years. How's the weather in Chicago?
Can't even say nothing, man. It's not even worth bringing up. We're in hoodie weather, let's put it that way. Last couple of days was kind of so sun's out today.
Right.
So we're peaking towards some warmer weather, I think, a little bit this week. But we had a little moment earlier this week and regressed a little bit, but we're back. Spring is back.
Well, y'all got that temperamental weather out there. I don't even know. I've been gone so long, I can't even remember what it's like.
Well, that's why I sent you that picture, the image, the video, just so you can know.
It was very sad. It looks sad.
Have a little moment to enjoy some prints as well as see some snowflakes at the same time.
My goodness, it looks sad. I don't miss it. I don't miss it not one bit.
Like I'm okay with it for a short period of time, and then after that it can go away.
What,
I don't need it to keep peaking. Yes, that's about it.
That's what I would say. Like Christmas, it can snow on Christmas, and I mean like a light dusting, and then be gone, and then I want it to be warm again.
Yeah, but for us, February is when you start looking for it. It's like, oh, okay, here's February. Here comes these blizzards. So we usually get hit in February.
A hawk.
So yeah, man.
It's there ain't no hawk out here. It's like a blue jay or a parakeet.
Just get a little,
There's no hawk here. We do get Santa Ana winds, but that's hot air, son. It's nothing cold. Mess with your you're breathing a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, no, we ain't getting none of that. The cold air will wait for you. You walk around the corner of a building, but it just kind of hits you in a way that
right. I
Like you
know.
just there's no it
Eh?
takes your breath, just take everything from you. Just yeah.
And then you know what? If you're smart, you get the hell out of there like I did. Peace out.
Yeah, well, it might happen soon at some point. And I'm sure I'm not.
Peace out. Quick shout out to A9 Radio 937. DJ Swig, Mr. 937.
DJ
They
Swing.
are the movement and all that stuff. I tried to reach out to Swig, see if he wanted to get on the show today, but he's busy too. He didn't want to respond to me and whatnot. And then he hits me up right when I was getting ready to, hit record and go live. He sends me a response. I was like, never mind. Because it takes a certain amount of time to, I got to do the art.
Right.
And whatnot. But we put the show on. Swig gave me some admin access to the radio station, so I get to tinker around in there and move some things around in there. We got the show on last Monday, 5 p.m. We're going to be on there Mondays at 5 p.m. The replay of the Sunday live, right? Okay. So that's just another spot you can go listen to it in the car or whatever if you're in the Springfield area. And then I put a commercial up with somebody dropping dimes. A little intro, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So shout out to the fellas there, A9 Radio 937. It's a great partnership. And I tried to get him on. Swig's fun. He'd have been fun to have on the show. We'll have to coordinate that and get him on here.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out first, before we get into that, if we're back up.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, we are?
Yep, we're good.
Sometimes there's technical difficulties beyond my control. I ain't even doing it. Right?
Yeah, man. It's kind of the one thing I've learned through this whole remote learning process.
Yeah.
Is that technology has its mind of its own. And at the end of the day, you learn not to overreact to it. You come back and just breathe and let it.
It ain't your friend, right?
Right.
My goodness. So I didn't even hear your question, but I was asking you about losing Shock G. Digital Underground. Man. That's what I was asking about. Like, I read a couple articles on him. I was not a big Digital Underground fan, but I was a fan of their hits. Like, one of my favorites was Same Song, and that's kind of where we got the intro to Tupac.
Right.
It was just a groove, like it was a bop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, the song they did with Tupac, and then, of course, Humpty Dance, and then the Kiss Me song was my joint too. So, I mean, I wasn't real big on their whole catalog and whatnot, but from what I was reading, man, that dude was a powerful, producer and whatnot.
Yeah. Definitely was probably a bigger fan of like the sex packets.
Okay.
Which was where Humpty and all those were on.
Right.
After that was so much so, but listening to some of the clips that they posted about him, listening to him talk and describe the artist, from talking about Biggie to Nas to talking about Tupac, definitely had a mind and an ear.
Right.
It's just amazing to kind of think about the talent. These cats, you see them in front of the camera, but the real talent is what they're doing behind it most of the time.
Right.
And so that's the part that's really cool. So
the push for him to get George Clinton and that sound into hip hop, and then there was a fight with Tommy Boy, the label they were on. They wanted more with the article I read was the Tommy Boy wanted more songs featuring Humpty Hump. which is just crazy.
They wanted the character.
They wanted the singles, and he was all about being well rounded and an overall sound. I feel like he took it as Humpty's like a gimmick.
Right.
That's what got our foot in the door. Now we can do all these other things that we really want to do with the music. So he was pushing to get that George Clinton sound. And they were saying that he perfected that better than you know, even Dre tried to do it in Cube and them. They said he perfected that sound better than those guys. So
Yeah.
57 is way too young, dog. So my PSA is, let's start eating better. Let's get a little exercise. Let's get some sleep.
Yeah, start taking care of ourselves a little bit better.
I didn't hear what happened, what the cause of death was. I didn't read anything else beyond him passing. But man, we got some people going too early, man.
Yeah, that's three. That's three in the hip hop.
It's more than that. If you go back to Prince Marky D and Jaleel from Houdini, it's still too much.
Yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah.
Man. But the other thing I was sitting here thinking, like, okay, so there was a period that was like the start of it was like underground, a New York thing, so it wasn't really country nationwide or whatever, and then it blew up, and then it got really big, and then it got commercial, and we were part of that. We grew up with that, with Run DMC taking off and just blowing up, and then the crossover hit with Aerosmith.
Yeah.
So what's happening is, what happened to our parents is the people that we grew up with are starting to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why for us, it's like, man, I can't believe it. Because we're so young still.
Yeah. Yeah.
But undoubtedly we're going to see more of it. Which is bad. I prefer not to see anymore.
Look, for a while.
Yeah, for a while. Can we go another 20 years before somebody, of our generation just goes, yeah, I losing Fife was a bad one.
Yeah.
Tribe was my group. I was a Tribe De La Soul guy. I like that whole that niche of hip hop. I love that. Kind of like the nerdy, backpack, all that kind of niche versus don't get me wrong. I sat here yesterday and listened to a whole bunch of Ice Cube. What was I can't remember the name of the song when he went to St. Louis. That's my jam. And Public Enemy and all that stuff. So it is what it is, man. I just hope no one else passes. Everybody can stay healthy and keep on providing us with good content, or like reunion type tours and all that stuff when we can get back to doing these concerts and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah. And it just seemed like they come out of nowhere. That's the hard, the part that's just like boom.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Come like a thief in the night, right? What I say? Comes like a thief in the night.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So yeah, man.
So you mentioned Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Are we too soon? Jeff, it was just released a couple days ago. And I don't want
I'll just say that. So initial thought, let's just put it this way. We won't do our review of it yet.
Okay.
So just the initial thought compared to the first one. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I didn't see the first one. Because
that's a good thing.
I heard it was so bad. So my initial thought on this one was I give it a strong A-. It could have been a heavy A, but man, they made the lead dude the weakest dude. How you gonna be the star of the movie and you got the weakest? What they call it? Adana?
Yeah,
Akana. He got his Akana, trying to find my Akana. He had the weakest Akana. What did it do? It absorbed the blows and then it made him powerful. When he finally reached back and hit somebody.
Yeah, he kind of had that Black Panther, the second suit impact.
So he essentially.
But compared to the first one, it was again the leaps as far as, I'm sorry, you might hear AJ barking.
Okay.
Technology, CGI, all that type of stuff has come a long way to help a movie like that.
Well, it has to.
Yeah. So I think I would just say for those who watch it, go into it understanding what it is, and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. That's right. Yeah. Enjoy it for what it is. But basically, Pat from All Def Digital online, they got a little comedy skits they do. He said basically they gave that dude crew neck T-shirt. That was his was a crew neck T-shirt that absorbed some powers. Come on, man.
They really did. That's funny.
And I was like, a long sleeve at that. It wasn't even short sleeve. It was a hot long sleeve that absorbed some powers.
Didn't even look nice.
And they set it up to where there's going to be part 2s and whatnot. I guess not, but I don't know if they dove deep enough. Like, I had questions like, where's that baby at? I mean, where at in the line is the baby and all that good stuff. But yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, so
I was okay with it.
Yeah, I was all right.
Strong A-.
I don't know about A-, but I was all right.
You gave it less.
I give it a B. I mean, but again, it's recognizing for what it is. So I would say for its genre.
Yeah.
For its genre,
Yeah.
I think for its genre, I could give it the A-. Overall movie quality, it might be a B. But like I said, I enjoyed it for what it was.
Look, I'm just happy to get entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's right there in the crib. I ain't got to go out there and even though I'm fully vaccinated, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Give you some stuff to do at the crib. Oh my gosh. Sometimes things get swapped around in here, man. I swear I don't come over here but once or twice a week and things get moved around. I think there's a ghost here that changes things.
You sound like the people in my building that, school building, you'd be walking around, they'd be like, wait, I'm the last one in the building. Gotta go. We call our little ghost in our building Alice.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. You cannot acknowledge and then name the spirits.
Well, the building is named after a person. So it's one of those things where it's like, you be in the building, you just kind of like, I got to go because Alice needs to be in here by herself. I don't need to be in there with her.
I'm not okay with none of that.
Neither am I. That's why I don't stay in the building late.
What are we doing? Look, I was just saying to Eva, I said, when they did what they did my man in the movie Mortal Kombat, I was like, we always go first. It's always us first. And I said, it's not true because the moment there's a sound in the basement and somebody says, hey, what's that sound? Let's go check it out. I said, you pan over to the front door, it's going to be swinging. Because we gone.
Nobody got time for that.
Ain't going to be no, let's check it out. Not happening, son. I'm out of here.
Not even an inkling of curiosity.
And y'all up here naming the spirits in the school. Man, these kids got to go to school there. Y'all are acknowledging the ghost. I need to show up to the next board meeting there and have a discussion.
Kids don't have to worry about it. They get out the building too. So.
But it in a new ghost. It didn't just move there from another school. It didn't just enroll. The ghost
we don't know what they're doing. Like I said, being in a building like that, man, some days you just like, can't do it.
What? I don't know what you're talking about and why it's. Hi. Who is that? Which one is that?
The one asking me, Daddy, are you in a meeting? Now they hear me talking.
Oh.
So clearly, if you hear me talking, there's your answer,
Daddy's
right?
Daddy's in a meeting.
So now they're like, oh. So
I don't get in trouble behind it.
Gotta love kids, man.
Yeah, gotta love it. Go ahead and do that while we do this. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to Getaway Podcast with Tony, Sean, and Jeff. Hit that subscribe button right there when you're on the YouTube channel. Like, share, comment, engage with us. We love when you do that. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like, comment, share, engage with us there as well. You can also hear the audio anywhere you can hear a podcast. We are also available on your Alexa-enabled devices. Thanks for listening to the show. Say word, son. Word, son. Your dog is bugging.
I know, man. AJ gets in his mood, so one of them must be on the steps and he can't come down.
Oh, yeah, he wants to play.
Yeah.
It's all good. Tell him I said what up.
Yeah, old AJ.
All right, man. So I watched that QB21 with Herb Street on ESPN with Justin Fields.
Oh yeah.
I have now changed my mind.
Mm-mm.
I feel like Justin Fields might be the best quarterback in the draft.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was this on now?
It's called QB21, Kirk Herbstreit.
I'm gonna have to look it up. So what?
He's talking to the quarterbacks in the draft, right? And it was just an interview. I caught the last 20 minutes of it. It's just an interview with him, kind of like what we're doing online and whatnot. And I like the way he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way he's responding to these questions. And they pointed out some of the adversity that he's gone through. Eddie George was on there. Tennessee State. We want to talk about that again. Nah, we already talked about that. Somebody else brought that up. But he has this something I think I noticed. He's got this kind of like this killer mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see it the way he was talking about, like when they wanted to get back at Clemson and how he took that shot from the linebacker and he went out for a couple plays and then came back in and just lit him up.
Got it out.
Yeah. And then some of his responses, adversity and having to deal with these things and all the things that they're saying about him, about why he's not number one or why he can't do this or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like the responses and I like the look in his eyes, and because physically they're not much different. Him and Golden Boy, Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
They're not much different. Trevor might be a few inches taller.
I think Trevor's probably taller because what is he, about 6'3"?
Yeah.
Trevor's probably about 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, somewhere in there. I think Justin might be faster.
Might.
Well, Trevor can run.
Dude, listen.
I don't know what he ran. If he ever, once again, we haven't talked about this. Did he even have a pro day? I don't know.
That?
Trevor Lawrence.
He did have one.
What did he run? I'm losing you. Hold on. Give it to me now. What did he run?
I don't know what he ran. Like I said, I feel like the only highlights I saw was him throwing the ball. So I'm not sure what he ran. But all I know is this. The one game, I saw a highlight of Ohio State. And I don't know if Fields threw the ball like on a screen or a short dump. But the dude took off running.
Yeah.
And he outran the entire defense and caught up with the receiver.
Right.
To run into the end zone with them together. They ran in together. That dude got wheels.
They talked about that on the play. It was against Michigan State, and it was an RPO. And he said, basically, I like to carry out my fakes in practice a long distance, but this time I wanted to go down there and see if I could help. Basically what he's saying. And he ran about 60-something yards to catch up. Caught up to the DB, gave him a little shoulder bump at the end. He's like, I was just hoping they wouldn't call me for blocking the back. I wanted to get to the side. And he did get to the side. That's that hustle and that want to, man. And I love that.
Yeah.
I hate to say it about a Buckeye, but once again, it isn't the players that I hate. It's different for what you have. It's the fans that drive me nuts. So I'm okay to say, hey, Trevor Lawrence is a dog or whatever. But I think he ran a 4.4.
He looked like he's a legit 4.4, if not 4.3. Like I said, that play, man, watching him take off down the field, I was like, dude, he wasn't even the highlight.
Right.
But anybody who's watching is like, hold up. Did he just throw the ball? It's like he just threw the ball.
Right. It was RPO. It was a handoff.
Either way, dude. He
sat
back, but it was a pause. It wasn't one of those things where like he handed the ball off and took off right on it. It seemed like it looked like he was back there like he's like, you know what?
That's exactly what he did because he rolled. He rolled out the ball, gave it off, and then he kind of carried out his fake a little bit, which is kind of like 3/4 speed to maybe try to pull another guy. Then he was like, "Oh, it's just them two." You see him make up his mind, like I'm gonna go catch him, and he proceeds to go catch him.
And he walked him down. I'm like, it reminded me of an old school Chris Berman moment of prime time. And because he ran that dude, he ran them all down.
I love it.
So
I love it. I've changed my mind, Jeff. I'm going with Justin, and I feel like I talked to somebody on the phone. I'm not going to say his name, but we had a discussion earlier this week. He said it's not far-fetched that Urban pulls the trigger and gets Justin Fields.
I don't see it.
It's not far-fetched, Jeff.
It's not far-fetched, but I just don't think he's going to do it.
Why? Ticket sales?
I think they done bought into the Lawrence hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe Lawrence will be in a Jaguar uniform. Now Fields will probably be. I do think he'll be the second one taken.
Trevor Lawrence ran a 4.7.
I mean, he's not slow. I mean, he's a great athlete. I'll give him that. He's a good athlete. He's not as fast as Justin Fields, though. He wasn't no carry out an RPO like that and run down the field and catch everybody. Like, no.
How many quarterbacks have you seen do that? But what I did see him do is I seen him outrun the All-State defense and do that and score when they beat him in the year before. He ran that RPO down the field and they tried to catch it. They couldn't catch him. I saw that. We're interrupted again. We're just going to have to hold on. Again. I don't know what's going on. But it ain't fun. It's not fun. Not fun at all. Slowly but surely reconnecting. I don't know if it's out here in Cali. Try this again. All right, Jeff. This world of technology. You can have all these powerful tools in the palm of your hand. But if you lose two things, power and connectivity, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. You can plan out and plot out the best show and get everybody on the same page as far as this is how we connect and this is how it's going to sound and this is how we're going to. Boy, but if the Wi-Fi cuts or if electricity goes, you forget about it. You talk to yourself.
Yep. Look, we've had some great conversation going on in the meantime.
Man. What are you going to do?
Hey, take a deep look. You just take a deep breath and keep moving.
So
taking it straight.
So we've talked about passing of Shock G. We've talked about our quick thoughts on Mortal Kombat, and we talked about my decision to change my mind as far as Justin Fields being the best quarterback in the draft.
Yes,
and you still think it's going to be Trevor Lawrence. Oh, okay. Let's clarify. Position doesn't mean anything, right? You can get drafted high and not be the best.
Correct.
Who do you think will be a better pro?
Mm. I think that depends on where Fields lands.
Well, yeah, that's important, right? Where the support and the type of environment that you land. So if he
Because
goes, if Trevor goes to Jacksonville, I don't know who they're saying would go. The other thing that drives me nuts is how this kid from BYU is automatically deemed going to be the second quarterback taken by the Jets or whatever. It's so weird to me.
yeah, I'm not really sure about that either.
That's so weird to me.
But again, there's some ways we can talk about it. I'm not gonna go there right now. But I would even say the kid out of North Dakota State, Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah.
I was impressed by I did see a piece of like his little story.
Mm-hmm.
Impressed by him too. Just the fact that, nobody wanted him to play quarterback. They were all recruiting him to basically play all these other positions. And he went to a school that was gonna give him a shot.
Right.
And and lit it up for all, for all intents and purposes. But 2 seasons, and I don't think he lost a game.
Well,
and I get it.
2
We can
seasons?
talk about.
Was it freshman and sophomore, and then this past year? Is that what it is?
I think so. So it was like his freshman, sophomore, and then I think they played a game?
One game
this year. Played one game this year, and then that was a wrap. Right. So
how lucky can you get?
Hey, but he had a decent pro day, I guess, too. So yeah. So anyway, I think a lot of it will depend on where they land. We all know Urban has, and again, this is just talking football, not just from the state of where he coached prior to. But Urban has a great mind for football, and he has a way of developing people. Whether or not that will translate into the pro game will be the true measure of his skill, and I guess that's why he is probably taking on this challenge. But if he can develop.
For a guy who says football causes him a lot of health issues, woo, he showed who keep coming back.
He coming back. I think he just wanted out.
That's it.
I think he just wanted an out, and they gave him an out, and he stayed away for a couple of years.
Is something coming down the pike at Ohio State?
Hey, look, I don't know, but it's funny because he left Florida. Take a minute, right? He sat down for a minute.
Hey.
And then
some questionable recruits. Go ahead.
And then he sat down for a minute, and now here he is jumping to the league. He didn't take another college position. Another college position will leave him an opening for to be looked at and possibly investigated a little bit. So who knows? So I don't know. Part of me would like to see Fields have a really good, and like I said, I like to see him break that curse, right?
Mm.
We don't really see a lot of successful quarterbacks coming out that school.
Right.
And not too many of them coming out and really get a shot at the position. He's probably the purest quarterback coming out of the school in a while. So like I said, he's hard to he as a player. Like I think even as far as when you look at him next to Cordell, that he's probably still a better quarterback all around. Which would be interesting to see what happens with that young man landing in Pittsburgh. So under Mike Tomlin, he might straighten him out a little bit too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. To roundabout way of answering your question, I don't know. I honestly don't know which one to have. I do think, I think those two will probably have the better careers. This could be a class of like what was that, 83? You had Kelly has a potential of looking like that, right? Marino, Kelly, Esiason,
yeah,
Boomer Side, all of them that came out in 83, right? This class has that type of potential. But who knows? Somebody might turn out to be the Ryan Leaf of the group, so you don't know. All depends on where you land, where they land. Who knows? Somebody might even be more of a Trent Dilfer, just land in the right spot and get a Super Bowl.
And manage a team.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of those guys are that.
What, just Justin, a manager?
I don't think Justin and Trevor Lawrence are that. I don't think they're managers. I think they're going to make plays.
Yeah.
I see. You know who I see? I mean, I know there's a height difference, but I see Justin like a Russell Wilson. Right? He can move around a little bit in the pocket if he needs to. He's got a good arm. He'll make good decisions because he didn't make bad decisions. I never seen him do that. So,
except for the one game.
And then the other part of it where I see him and Russell being the same is when you go from one program to another in college, and you become a captain. You're a leader immediately in that locker room. Russell Wilson did that too at Wisconsin when he left NC State.
Right.
And for him to go from Georgia to Ohio State and become a captain and a leader in that locker room, there's a similarity there.
Yeah. And it also speaks to their ability to adapt, right? Yeah. Not just from the social piece of it and taking that leadership role, right, but learning the system.
Right.
Learning a new system and not just learning it, but really coming in and all but mastering it, just stopping short from mastering it.
Right.
To look at the level, there was no learning curve for him.
Right.
And if it was real short. He got it in camp and took off with it during the season. And then turned around and did it again the following season. So, with the exception of the one game, maybe two, I guess when they played Clemson at the end of the 1 year, and then the game that they lost to, who did they lose to last? Or almost lose to? It's like the one game this year was at IU that they had the shootout, and he had a couple interceptions. Yeah. He had a few interceptions in that game.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
it's okay to get tested, right?
But they bounced back.
And I think he got jobbed when he was at Georgia. I think he had. I think the coach had his guy, and he wanted to stay loyal to his guy Fromm, even though Fromm is nowhere near the physical specimen that kid Justin Fields is. That was one of those loyalty type things, I think.
Yeah. Is Fromm still there?
No, he left. He went to the NFL, and I haven't heard from him. I have to find out where he's at. Let's see where he is. And then I want to say about Trevor Lawrence, like, I'm not hating on him. I think he can play. I'm glad he's graduating. As a Notre Dame fan, I'm glad he's leaving. And it also takes, he's with, Jake Fromm is with the Buffalo Bills. He will not see the field.
No, at all.
He's not getting to see the field. But it takes a certain level of intelligence as far as understanding the game and physical ability to roll into college and to beat out the incumbent.
Yeah.
Right? The guy who's been waiting, been playing, and you go in there and beat him out so much so that he transfers.
Yeah, he transfers.
Right? He leaves in the middle of the season, doesn't even finish the season, and he transfers.
Yeah.
And he was a highly touted dude coming out of high school, Bryant.
Yeah.
Kelly Bryant. So there's a certain level of competitive spirit and juice and, skill and knowledge to be able to do that. Granted, you had one of the best running backs in college and some great outside receivers and O-line and defense. You had all that, but you still got to play. You still got to make plays, and he definitely made plays.
He was making plays.
I'm glad he's graduating or leaving. I'm glad he's leaving. Thank God.
You stupid.
I'm so happy.
You know.
Because guess what? They got Ualonga Lele. I can't remember his name. I think that's his name. I might have said it wrong.
Yeah, but he was a beast. He balled out.
We had to take him to overtime, right?
Yeah.
But you know who I want to get back? I want Skowski. I want that middle linebacker. I don't like him. Clemson has this thing where they got these middle linebackers who I just do not like. I don't remember his name, but the guy before him.
Is it the one that you talking about? That was the guy who played that hit on Fields, right?
Fields, yeah. So the linebacker they had before him, I didn't like him either. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to see Trevor Lawrence graduate or whatever the heck he's doing. Hey, Trevor, thank you.
He's moving on.
For leaving, for aging out and being eligible to go to the NFL because I'm sick of losing to him. I'm sick of losing to Clemson.
Look, the way that freshman played, y'all might not be any better off.
Well, we got Marcus Freeman there now. That's what everybody's saying. That's all I keep reading is how good Marcus Freeman about to be. Maybe we can stop somebody. Oh, it starts with recruiting.
Yes.
Can we get some of them dogs back?
Man.
Don't get me started, Jeff. Don't get me all fired up again.
Look, don't get me started. I understand. We itching for something good to happen.
Golly, get me started again.
They turned over a whole new coaching staff other than the head coach. So we'll see what happens. See if somebody light a fire and get the kids playing hungry.
Get me fired up, man. I'm changing the subject. You watch that Verzuz?
I did not watch it yet. I've seen clips. I started watching the replay of it.
Zima.
And just in the first 10 minutes, I was just like,
I watched every moment. I watched every stinking moment. And I wasn't watching for meth. I was watching for my man Red.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Eminem says Redman is a dog, you better listen. His shirt, do you see what his shirt said?
Yeah, his shirt said him first.
It goes Reggie.
JC. Tupac and Biggie.
And then Biggie. Because Red got bars, man.
Yeah.
I was talking to Swig, DJ Swig about it. He was like, "Yeah, what do you think? Who's better?" And I said, "It's Red easily." He said, I said, "Yeah, but Meth has a certain smooth style, and and even Red said the ladies got a lady song for the ladies and whatnot. He got this certain style about him, right?
Right.
And it's
right.
cool. I like Meth. I like Meth more than anybody else in Wu-Tang. I don't even know their names.
Say the whole thing, man. Don't say you like Meth.
I like Method Man. My bad. You gotta say that.
Be clear.
I like Method Man, the rapper.
Yes.
Actor.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
I like him. But Red got them bars, dog. He can come with jokes or he can get in your backside. How you want it? You want the stairs or the window?
Yeah.
That's my guy, man. Since the beginning. All the Superman lovers, I'm down. Superman lover.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to sitting there and catching now.
Oh yeah. And then when you hear whoop, the Rottweiler start, man, you look. And you know what? There was a guy that was commenting during the Verzuz. I don't know who he was or where he's from, but he was giving like historical facts about those guys and what Redman and whatever, the groups and whatever. And he said the reason why the Rottweiler is only 2 verses or 2 minutes long is because Redman didn't like the beat.
Yes.
So they did those 2 verses, it was done.
That's crazy.
And it's one of their biggest hits.
Yeah, and it was because it's like it ended. You just like,
I need 2 more minutes. I was telling myself, what if they come in the
play it
verses?
again.
Yeah. What if they come in the verses and they give us 2 new verses that we had never heard for the Rottweiler, and they bring it and they extend it another 4 minutes? That
would be great.
It's a banger.
Yeah.
Certified. No doubt.
The fact that he didn't like the beat.
He didn't like the beat. That's why he only did it. He did that one verse, didn't like the beat. Oh, they brought out Keith Murray, Case Solo, Kool Herc, Inspector Deck.
They brought all of them out?
Man, the Woo was there.
Wow.
So they would come out, like if they had a song with them, they come out and do their verse or whatever. Hey, man, it was jumping. It was by far my favorite verses.
Look, and that's what I saw a lot of the comments were like, this was the best. And I saw, like I said, the first 10 minutes. So they did the one with them, was it 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
And then did with X's verse in there. So that was kind of cool. So
right.
So I'm looking forward to
him in concert. I saw him in concert like late 90s. It was the Jay-Z tour, and they weren't opening. They were before Jay-Z. They weren't the headliner. They weren't opening. Yeah. And they had the same energy, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They had the same energy. And it's like, man, if I can smoke weed and stay healthy and have that kind of energy, I'd do it, but I can't. Them dudes it was the same show.
That's
just
crazy.
full of juice, walking around, bopping, dancing, whatever.
Yeah.
And look, the sound was great. They weren't out of breath.
Yeah.
They sounded good.
Yeah.
Red meth. I'm all right with red meth. Ed man. Damn it, Jeff.
The fact that you said, man.
I'm done with you. Hold on. Let me get this thing together here. Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Getaway Podcast with Tony, Sean, and Jeff. You see that subscribe button right there? Do me a favor. Go ahead and click that when you are on our YouTube channel. And if you don't mind, go ahead and like, comment, and share the link with your friends. You can also follow us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Again, like, comment, and share. We enjoy every opportunity that we get to engage with you. We're also available on platforms such as Spotify, Amazon, and any other streaming service that you access your favorite podcast, in addition to any Alexa-enabled devices. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Getaway Podcast with Tony, Sean, and Jeff. Say word, son.
Word, son. You couldn't hear that?
Word, son. Nope.
Oh, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to Getaway Podcast. Hey, that's me. That's the...
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right, man. I had my list of stuff. I'm done talking about my list of stuff. You got a list of stuff?
No, we done hit the look.
The draft is this Thursday. Go watch the draft. What else we got, Jeff?
Look. Your list was the same as mine, so we pretty much hit some of the same stuff.
Oh, that's it.
Look, you had Method Man,
Method Man, and
Med Man. But you had them because you got to see it before I did. So, hey, so you watch Marvel and don't watch Marvel?
I watch all that stuff.
So, did you watch? What you think about the last episode? Did you watch? Can we talk about it?
I think it's too soon.
Dang.
That was just the other day, right?
Yeah, I mean, folks gotta watch. I mean, everybody
They
keep
know
up
we
with
gonna talk about it, right?
Yeah, so spoiler alert.
No, you can't. You can't.
Spoiler alert.
No,
spoiler.
You gotta wait.
Spoiler.
You gotta wait.
All right, thumbs up. So, what do you think, future wise? Just okay. So, just look at. Can we talk about looking ahead?
Okay, can we talk about looking ahead without giving away what was just happened?
Okay, so I guess not. All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down. But you happy with the? Did they do a good job with it? How about that?
I'm hot.
Did you like how?
You got me nervous.
How'd they handle it? What do you think?
I think they could. They were going down a path that I think they could have explored a little bit better.
I think they needed 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like they did 8 episodes or so with Wanda.
Right.
They didn't have to squeeze this in 6.
Right.
So I would just say that. That's the one piece I would say that I feel like they could have got 1 more episode to really flush out.
That, and I wanted Falcon to be like a little more like, give me the you know what I mean? Like, it's me, it's time. And you guys, and the only reason that there's a kind of a hesitation is because of, right? I wanted that.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that for us. They just touched on it. They just touched on it. It's like that guy said, I'm not watching Disney stuff anymore because it's too woke.
Is it really though?
Is it art imitating life, or does life imitate art?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about what happens in real life. That's what the creators do. They make things based on what happened in real life, even if it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
So it gets talked about. And I felt like they touched on it, but they were very, very aware that they're touching on it, and they didn't want to put the whole hand in there.
They tiptoed around.
That's right.
Yes. So
That's it. That's it. And that's all. Jeff, I'm going to have to edit all this audio and then squeeze it down together because I found out. Sweet was like, you better keep your show under an hour. Otherwise, you get the end of it cut off and we play the next song. Boom. That's what happened last week. Because our show was like an hour and 16 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't fix that. He's like, nah, you getting cut off. I was like, okay, so next week, we got to be under an hour. We're going to be under an hour. I got to go in here and trim all this stuff up.
That's it. We pushing it.
Well, yeah, we pushing it.
All right, so we won't look. I won't jump into anything new. We'll save the conversation for the
write it down.
The controversial stuff for next week.
Yeah, hey Victor, we're going to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the final episode next week. Just so you know.
So watch it.
Don't be on here complaining. Can you hear that, Jeff?
I got it loud and clear.
All right. That's my own button. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in once again to the Getaway Podcast with Sean and Jeff. Somebody's suspended. That's it. That's it. That's all. No promo and no mention. Suspended. And that's the way it be sometimes.
Some days it be like that.
Hey, tune in next week. The show will be tomorrow on 89radio937.com, 88.7 in the Springfield area at 5 o'clock. Mondays.
5 p.m. Which time zone?
Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
And additionally, we'll be on all the platforms you can find the podcast. Thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. Like, share, engage. Say words, son.
Words, son.